Right now, I'm going to have you use your imagination to create something to come into your life. And you don't have to do this for long periods of time. You don't have to imagine an entire movie. I just want you to picture it one time. I want you to picture this one time, whether that's winning the lottery, whether that's a specific relationship, whether that's winning a scratch off, or having a specific picture of the amount of money that you want in your bank account right now. So quickly with me right now, I want you just to quickly picture this in your mind. Picture whatever your desire is fulfilled. Not a movie, just a quick picture. So what you will find is when you picture your desire as already being completed, like a picture of you holding your phone or looking on your computer at your bank balance, and it says $533,000 and some change. You create this picture in your mind, and it's your bank balance, and you feel the ownership of this amount of money being yours right now. What this does is it shows you that concepts of yourself hold your attention, and what your imagination is picturing is where your attention is going to follow, where your world is going to follow in the multiverse, in the simulation that you're going to live right now. So if you just picture this bank balance being this amount of money, or whatever amount of money that you want it to be, and you picture it real quick, and you quickly observe your inner dialogue, your inner talking, and see where it goes. See where it's going. It's going to go to people congratulating you and you buying things that you want to buy, and buying the house and having the relationships and having everything that you want to have. That's where your attention is going to go. If you observe your attention while you're picturing these things, you will see that whatever your imagination and your attention is holding on to, that's where your inner dialogue is going. And just like Neville Goddard stated, feeling is the secret to manifestation. So if your attention is following this picture in your mind of you having $533,000 in your bank account right now in the present moment, then that's creating a feeling state. That feeling state is then being impressed into the subconscious mind and actually transferring you to that world where your bank balance will reflect that. If you can be attentive to this vision, this picture in your mind of it being yours, and remain attentive, and through repetition, you hold on to this picture in your mind, there's going to be an automatic association with your world and your feeling states that are going to attract that to you. And you will also find that you will start getting ideas to do certain things that are going to bring that money to you. Because ultimately, when you have a picture of your vision in your mind and you can see it clearly, what that's going to do is create a different identity for you, a new concept of yourself when you remain attentive to it. And if you observe your thoughts, you will see that that's exactly what's going to happen. You will be interacting with different people in your imagination and with your inner dialogue without you even knowing it. You'll be interacting with new people. You'll be smiling different. You'll be doing things differently, walking different, doing all of these in your imagination as you're picturing your vision as already being completed. And this is what transfers you in the multiverse. But you must be just attentive to this and practice this throughout the day and as you go to sleep at night. As an example, right now, just imagine and assume just for 1 second that you have a multi-million-dollar business, successful business, and then just be attentive and observe your inner dialogue and the pictures that come into your mind from that feeling state or that assumption that you now have, that you'll see that you're being congratulated. People are telling you how lucky you are. They're even envious and critical of you based on your beliefs from the past. But if you observe just where your inner dialogue goes, and from this assumption, you will see that it's leading you to that feeling state and transferring you in the multiverse and bringing it to you. You'll know. And if you just do this just for like a few minutes, you'll get like ideas. You'll get ideas that'll just come to you, and you'll get like this $1 million idea to create something. And if you can practice this and really master this technique, you will absolutely get to that next level of manifestation. And if you don't want to start with $533,000 in your bank account, then start with visualizing $100 bill, or do something in your world that that doesn't happen every single day, that something different, like somebody says something to you different, something that you know that's always negative. Imagine that they tell you something positive today. They never say anything positive, but you're imagining and picturing them saying something to you that's positive, and then watch and wait, and they will do it. And these types of experiments are something that built up my momentum to create everything that I've created in my world right now. And I even started this while I was in prison, just to solidify my belief in the law of assumption, that imagination creates reality. I wanted to prove for myself that this actually worked, even going through the ladder exercises and everything like that. But I wanted more. I wanted to see more. I wanted to know, because maybe it was a coincidence, I'm thinking in my mind. So one of the experiments that I ran while I was in prison is a piece of chicken. Okay, so that sounds funny to you, but in prison, every single Tuesday, we got a piece of chicken on our tray. When you go to the chow hall, you get one piece of chicken. And you never got two pieces of chicken. No one ever accidentally got two pieces of chicken to come out of the flap. So I started imagining to myself, I started envisioning this and creating this picture of me grabbing my tray, coming out of the flap, and it had two pieces of chicken on it. So I started picturing this on my way to the chow hall. I started imagining this. And then as I get there, the first time that I did this, I pulled it out and only had one piece of chicken. But then I went and sat down, and it was a friend of mine that was also in the chow hall, and he came up to me and he said, "Hey, I don't want my piece of chicken. Do you want it?" So then he gave me his piece of chicken. Then I had two. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm getting closer. So then the next week comes along and I do the exact same thing. I'm picturing myself grabbing the tray out of the flap, and it has two pieces of chicken on it. Not anyone else giving me two pieces of chicken, because that happens all the time. That could be a coincidence. So I'm picturing this all the way to the chow hall, or even before the chow hall. I'm doing this over and over and over again. So I get in line and I'm walking to the flap, and I have two pieces of chicken on my tray. This never happens. Okay. I've asked hundreds of different people, and all the years that I was in prison, never once received two pieces of chicken on my tray as I'm grabbing the flap. So this is not a coincidence. This is something that solidified my belief in that imagination creates reality. And that's why I say, if you need to start building up slowly, just building up your momentum with your imagination, instead of shooting something really high, but doing something that doesn't ordinarily happen in your world, something that never happens in your world. And that's why I wanted to run these different experiments, because if I were to even go back into the kitchen and ask everyone that's working in the kitchen, why did I have two pieces of chicken on my tray? There would be a very good reason why that happened. They would tell me, they would have some story how he slipped and bumped into the other guy when he was putting the chicken on the tray, and it was just all of a sudden there's two pieces of chicken there. They accidentally did it. There would be a very good reason why that happened. So these types of experiments just really solidified my belief in imagination creates reality. So I started manifesting more and more. I started picturing more. I started mastering this part of my mind, just picturing things that I wanted to happen, what I want my bank balance to look like, what I want my subscriber count to look like, what I want my portfolio to look like, what I want my house, my cars, everything, what I want all of this to look like, just picturing these things in my mind. And then just watching where my inner dialogue goes, getting ideas from these states, and then magically they happen as well. There's different things where people do certain things in my world that tell me that it's just a logical sequence of events, a very good reason why all of these things are happening to me. But it's all from within me. Your world is projected from inside of you out. You're living in a simulation, and you can control it just by simply imagining things and feeling your ownership of having these items, these manifestations, the houses, the cars, the money, the relationships, the fulfillment of life, the journey, the present moment. You can have all of these things. You can create anything that you want, but just start doing this. Start picturing today. Start picturing something that you want in your life. Just picture one thing. Just picture it, keep it in your mind, and watch where your attention follows, and be intuitive to the thoughts and ideas that you get from it, and allow your world to bring it to you. Don't seek, attract. You will attract it to you. You will have an idea, and that idea will bring 10 people to you, and you will create something magnificent from these pictures, from your imagination. These things that you're picturing in your mind is already being complete. This vision of your future. Start thinking of the visions of the future and get your mind out of the past and start reprogramming your mind to be focused in the forward motion, visualizing and picturing things that you want to have in your life, and your imagination will bring it to you. And here's a guided visualization on the screen for you right now, a card on the screen where I have specifically created to develop this muscle of your mind to be able to picture things, to be able to visualize things, to be able to use your imagination to create whatever you want. So click on that card now and master your ability to create anything that you want.